Hello, this is the first entry of a video diary that I'm starting out from today, and today is the 1st of February, so this coming season I'm gonna give some updates, both on me individually, but as the team also. So I hope you'll enjoy the content at least. I'll do my best to make it as interesting as possible at least. We played a tournament called CS Summit. We made it out of groups after some narrow wins against the Dignitas. To be fair, they really improved a lot, and we didn't know what to expect coming into those matches. So all in all, I'm happy that we got out of groups. We also had a loss to Fnatic in overtime on map 3, so could have just as well been us taking like the first seed out of the group. So yeah, we went to the quarterfinals. We draw a really tough opponent in Heroic. We lost 2-0. Looking back on the match, I think we could have at least won one of the maps to force a map 3, a Mirage map, which both of the teams really loved. So I think that could have been a really good series had we forced the map 3 anyways. Heroic play a different kind of style than we love to play normally. They're a really good team. They have good individuals, do a lot of like decision making on the fly, and that's what makes them really good at the moment. So yeah, we have our revenge for the coming season at least against them. I think we've gotten closer to beating them than previously, so hopefully next time we will beat them.
Today we played Big in the opening match of last group stage. It was a really tough match. We always play these really close matches against Big. Last time they beat us like 2-0. Yesterday they did as well. And it's like the small margins that kind of decides the matches at the moment against them. So I'm really confident that if we play them next time, these like small margins will go in our favor.
We played Astralis in the elimination match of our group, and we lost 2-0. It was a really intense match. Like we kind of got off to not the best of starts, and us two had a huge like way to crawl back. We did that, and we really had a good CT side, and I think we were leading, was it 14-10? A bit unfortunate that we couldn't close like the couple of chances we had. I think we had 2 rounds where we could have changed how the outcome of the match, or at least the map. A bit unlucky in those, and we lost, like, I think it was a 2-on-1 situation at 15-14, no, at 14-14, where they would be broke on the money afterwards. So again, it's kind of the same story with like the small margins deciding the outcome of the map or matches. When it was really close on Dust 2, it wasn't as close on Inferno. We did a couple of gambles in the beginning of the half and prioritized saving and getting like good buys rolling for the rounds to come. It kind of backfired a bit. I think we were leading like 5-0, and Astralis had like full money control. They had like 14, 16k, all of them, because they had Mac 10s and kept rushing the right side, and we saved 4 or 5 guys. So we didn't really pressure their economy, and like playing on the back foot like that on Inferno can be really tough. So yeah, it wasn't as close as we might have like expected before the match start. But yeah, when we play teams like Astralis, sometimes you just get into like a kind of headlock. And as I said in the last entry, like we wanted to make it kind of a scrappy game, and I think we did that on those two. Had a lot of long fights where it was kind of like random outcome. We had a lot of clutches, a lot of like these where one kills decide the round type of rounds, and I think that's like a good thing to achieve against teams like Astralis or the other top teams that are really tough to play against and have solid like framework in how they want to play and are super experienced guys. So yeah, I think we kind of made those two a scrappy, like kind of random map, but Inferno not so much. Yeah, that also means that we didn't make it out of groups this time. It's the first time of the Blast tournaments that we didn't make it out of the groups, so there's always a first of anything. But it also means that we're playing like the showdown instead. I'm not sure exactly when it starts, but I guess in the forthcoming future. It's gonna be really tough because if like looking back at the other like showdowns that have been for the other seasons, like it's almost kind of a group state at a major type of tournament, because like there are so many good tournaments in Blast, like there are so many good teams in the tournaments that Blast holds. So there will be like good teams from the top 5, top 10 coming into the showdown, like last qualifier of sorts. So coming through that is gonna be really tough. But yeah, it's what we play for. It's the competition and the eager to get success. So yeah, no excuses. We just need to show up and do our best, and hopefully that will be enough to get us through to the playoffs at least. Status from a bit outside the game. I have had a hard time dealing with the COVID situation in terms of like physical activity. Like normally I try to work out like 4 to 6 times a week, depending like on our schedule and everything. Like working out really helps my mental balance and it freshens up my mind before we like meet, whether it's for prepping against opponents or it's practice or official games. It's one of the tools we used like the last 4 or 5 years to have a straight mind going into stuff. So I'm really disappointed that I cannot like get that groove going because of the whole lockdown situation in Denmark. Um, if someone has followed my social media, you probably know that I have done a lot of running. Last time the whole society shut down and had a really good groove going with that. Did a couple of half marathons on my own just to test the boundaries of my like mental fortitude. So I was really happy like for coming through that at least. But ever since 2 days before Christmas, I haven't had enough motivation at least to get my running shoes out and grind the road.
As I said last time, I was getting new internet. That's fixed now. It took some rewiring on the ceiling and sweat and tears to make it work, but in the end, the internet is up running now, so I'm really happy with that. Other than that, received our new bed yesterday as well, so hopefully that means improved sleep quality for all the tough tournaments to come. Really underrated thing, like when you have these night matches as we have in Blast, it can be hard like to fall asleep and maintain good sleep quality, so that's at least one step in that direction. I have ordered a new PC. It comes next week, hopefully, crossing my fingers. It's from Shark Gaming and I'm really looking forward to getting a new PC. My current one is from 2016, so it means room for improvement and hopefully a lot more FPS as well.
Outside OG, just saw the news that Apex is taking a break. It's always like hard to put yourselves into the shoes of others in this business because you never know the kind of pressure or the intensity or workload or whatever that other people have. But I don't think it's good that we drive each other into the ground. So taking a break can be really good at times. So kudos to Vitality and Apex for making it like giving him the option of like trying to get back personally and mentally before it goes like too bad, which you've seen with a couple of other players that have like yeah, maybe worked too much, and then in the end they needed like a longer break. I think some of the Astralis players was kind of hit by that. So kudos to Vitality and the coach for making that decision. So hopefully Apex will be back before we know it. It also brings me into like I had a conversation with one on Twitter regarding like workload in terms of pressure and everything compared to compare like esports to like the real 9 to 5 jobs. And as I said there then, and I will still say it again today, like being a teacher, like before I joined Dignitas back in 2016 as a coach, I was working full time as a teacher, and those two worlds are like different. Like they're so far apart that it's actually unreal. So like, it's always hard for people from the outside to like put themselves into the shoes of like the pro players or like people working a lot of hours in esports because it's not the same. Like it's not the same as having a 9 to 5 job. And that realization can be hard for people on the outside to understand, but also from people on the inside, like putting themselves into the shoes of the 9 to 5 like workers. So having been both places, like it is two different worlds, and I'm grateful that I can be in the esports, the competition, and the pro scene. But I also understand that like having a 9 to 5 job is a completely different task. So yeah, one place you deal with a lot of pressure from competition and you're like it's an entertainment business where everyone is watching you all the time. Where on the other hand, it's more about making a living for yourself and sustain whatever things for your family and make sure you have an income to do yeah, to make your life better. So it's hard to like compare these two because they have different like core values of it and different like motivations. So yeah, one is competition, the other is like a regular job, and I like both. But obviously, right now, being in competition is what I really like and love. So hopefully there will be a couple of more years before I return to like being a normal teacher, because I love being a teacher, like working with kids and yeah, helping them develop both as individuals, but also like if it's in specific subjects, whether it's math, whether it's English, Danish, whatever, you can always see it on a day-to-day basis that like they're developing. So it's something I really love as well. But for now, coaching is my passion, and I'm really happy to be able to have the job I have, and hopefully for a long time to come yet.
Another thing, like a couple of hours ago, we got the news that the North organization is ceasing operations, and I'm really sad because North has had a big like part of my career, like impact on my career, and I know in Denmark as well we need kind of a second flagship next to Astralis to keep like pushing Danish esports moving forward. So it's with heavy heart that I see North shutting down. I have a good relationship with a lot of guys from North, so I might have seen it coming. Like I think a lot of people might have because of like the dip in results like in recent time, and yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, but yeah, it's a money business. So if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. So yeah. Yeah, on top of that, I'm thinking about like doing more like in-depth content regarding my time in North. Hopefully, I can bring some guests and give some insights to at least my time in North, like which was like all of 2017, with everything from the negotiation from Dignitas, moving into North, and yeah, up until I went separate ways with them.
We just got the news last week about the stickers, so I'm really excited to see all the OG stickers out on the market, and I know it really means a lot for the team and the OG family as well, that like we can showcase the OG brand as far as possible and get many more new fans. We know we already have a big following, but yeah, we always love the interaction with fans, and those who like follow me also knows that I like to hang out on the Discord channel to interact with fans. So if you have any questions or anything for me, please like join the Discord, and I'll make sure to stop by here and there and see if I can answer all your questions. Outside that, not much else to say today. It's the first entry of the video diary. I'll try to do it as much as possible, but knowing myself, like a daily one will probably be impossible in the long run. So my hopes is I can do it maybe once or twice a week and see how it goes.